Here's what Project Ahmad's explicit goal was: creating nuclear weapons. This is an original Iranian presentation from these files. And here's the mission statement: design, produce, and test 5 warheads, each with 10 kiloton TNT yield, for integration on a missile. That's like 5 Hiroshima bombs to be put on ballistic missiles.
Hey everybody, I'm Chad Booksam with Alternative Media Television. I want to read you guys this report coming out of Beirut from the Associated Press. A missile attack on government outposts in northern Syria killed more than a dozen pro-government fighters. Many of them Iranians, a war monitoring group and an Iranian news agency reported on Monday. Now, this is interesting. It's coming across at a time where Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu, talking about, obviously, because look, we've stated this, that Donald Trump has surrounded himself with rabid war hawks, Iran war hawks, Mike Pompeo being one, speaking to Benjamin Netanyahu about the threat of Iran and about leaving the Iranian nuclear deal. Now, a major announcement is going to be set by Benjamin Netanyahu within a few hours. Basically, what we're hearing, detailing reports on how supposedly Iran is cheating on the Iranian nuclear deal. Like, look, what have we been reporting here? What have we been discussing here? Now, we've been discussing how Israel has been attacking Iranian soldiers. And people are like, Chad, but why aren't you giving Iran the same kind of heat? Because I don't see Iran killing Israeli soldiers. This is why we've been discussing this. And we've been reporting it, that we have a situation in the Middle East where we're getting pulled into war. Because when Israel goes to war with Iran, that's the United States going to war with Iran. So a major announcement is going to occur. Now, Donald Trump is pretty much set to leave the Iranian nuclear deal. This announcement by Benjamin Netanyahu is absolutely going to validate that and give him more of a good public opinion to leave the Iranian nuclear deal. But just think about this, guys. We have basically massive fireballs that just light up the sky over Syria with dozens of Iranian soldiers killed. And is this the first time? We keep reporting on this, and we keep discussing exactly what's occurring. And people think that there's not a huge war going on, when absolutely that's what's happening. Now, Iran is absolutely set to retaliate because their troops are getting attacked left and right. Okay? This is what's going to occur. Now, Israel has every right to defend itself, but again, I don't see Iran killing Israeli troops all over the place like what's happening vice versa. Now, we were speaking about North Korea and South Korea. I'm going to get back to the Middle East in a second, but we were discussing this matter. And I want to bring up something so everybody understands, because everybody it's like a big chunk of this country still believes everything that mainstream media says. You know, China is sort of like the mafia. Okay? They don't like being on TV and reporting what they do. It's not like here in America. It's not like with Trump, right? You know, always needs to be in that spotlight and absorb the attention. Okay? China is like the mafia. They're like, okay, so you see this North Korean, South Korean situation occurring, right? And you see everybody saying Donald Trump should get the Nobel Peace Prize, when it's China that's initiating this whole thing based off of China's assurances to South and North Korea, which they are consolidating the entire Korean peninsula. But they don't sit there absorbing the spotlight and taking the credit. They know how to play us. They know how to play us really well. Okay? And that's what's going on. And look at this huge distraction that we see happening. So we see a peace deal, supposedly, okay, between South and North and the United States. And at the same time, what's happening in the Middle East? Israel is picking up and bombarding Iranian forces in Syria. And at the same time, we have Russia, who is building for Syria a missile defense system that it hasn't had before, that Syria has not had before, the S-300 missile defense system. And we have Israel, who is closing out their airspace tonight. They're shutting down the airspace between the Golan Heights, basically, and the Israeli border, preparing for an all-out attack, and it gets even more dangerous. Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu is stating that they will attack Tehran, okay, the capital of Iran, And Benjamin Netanyahu, he is planning on a dramatic speech, supposedly tonight. Now, we've seen it before, him holding up the cardboard bomb, saying that Iran is right there. We're years ahead of that now. Benjamin Netanyahu, he's facing massive amounts of pressure, whether it's through scandals or things of that nature. Probably doesn't have another term left, we'll see. But now he has very friendly, the friendliest U.S. administration probably in history, okay, where you have Jared Kushner and Donald Trump basically best friends with Benjamin Netanyahu. Mike Pompeo and John Bolton see eye to eye with them. This is Israel's opportunity. This is the chance to do what they see as chopping off the head of the snake for them, which is Iran. Look, I hope you guys are prepared and get ready for this because, you know, CNN and Fox and MSNBC, you know, and a lot of people on social media, they're just so blind to what's happening. You know, focusing on like a White House Correspondents' Dinner with some like filthy comedian, right? Or saying that Donald Trump is going to get a Nobel Peace Prize. If Donald Trump created peace throughout the entire world, okay, including between, if, you know, Israel has its own state, Palestine has its own state, you know, the Syria conflict, and then our relationship with Russia was great, and there was no more war all across the world, you think the Nobel Prize Peace Committee would ever give this Neanderthal Donald Trump the Nobel Peace Prize? It's like hilarious seeing people thinking that that can actually happen, and the distractions that keep on occurring in this country is pathetic. That's why you should be prepared to know what's happening around the world, because the instability is just probably insurmountable. I mean, how are we going to achieve peace when we have, again, people are like, oh, there's no world war. Do you know the whole entire Middle East has been destroyed? This whole swath of land has literally been destroyed. And now there's only a couple countries left, but there's not any world war. Literally a piece of land the size of a continent has been destroyed, millions killed, millions displaced. Oh, but there's no world war occurring. Open your eyes and see exactly what's happening. And again, Israel usually doesn't broadcast what they're going to do, but the fact that we have Benjamin Netanyahu coming out now to give reason to go to war with Iran, not just them, but bringing in the United States. Why do you think Mike Pompeo is there? Why do you think Donald Trump set up his cabinet the way it is now? This was always part of the plan. Take out all these countries, now Syria and Iran, and now full-scale war. I mean, we see it happening. Iranian troops are getting attacked, and Israel threatening to bomb the capital of Tehran. Get your food storage. Click the link below. It is 30% off today only. It ends at midnight Eastern time today. Eastern time today it ends. It is 30% off. Get your 6-month food storage supply. And just prepare yourself. This is common sense things. Common sense things. This is our advice to you, okay? Take it or leave it. I don't care if you don't like it or not, okay? It's not about you liking it. I'm not here for you to like me, okay? I'm just giving you common sense ideas like survival, being prepared, you and your family. And we have these products for sale. It's that simple. It's not a scam. It's not a game. It's that simple.